This week, we mourn the death, but celebrate the life of Paul Reubens, better known as Wee Herman.
I meant to do that.
Paul Reubens was born Paul Rubenfeld in Peekskill, New York, on August 27, 1952, and grew up in a Jewish family in Sarasota, Florida, where his parents, Judy Rosen and Milton Rubenfeld, owned a lamp store. His mother was a teacher. His father was an automobile salesperson who had flown for Britain's Royal Air Force and for the U.S. Army Air Forces in World War II, and later became one of the founding pilots of the Israeli Air Force during the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. An Orthodox Jew, he was one of 5 Jewish pilots to fly against Arab forces in smuggled fighter planes. Reubens spent much of his childhood in Oneonta, New York. As a child, he frequented the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, whose winter headquarters were in Sarasota. The circus atmosphere sparked Reubens' interest in entertainment and influenced his later work. Reubens attended Sarasota High School, where he was named president of the National Thespian Society. He was accepted into Northwestern University's summer program for gifted high school students, joined the local Asolo Theater, Players of Sarasota Theater, and appeared in several plays. After high school graduation, he attended Plymouth State University for 1 semester, before attending Boston University, after which he began auditioning for acting schools. He was turned down by several schools, including the Juilliard School and twice by Carnegie Mellon University, before being accepted to the California Institute of the Arts. Reubens moved to California, where he worked in restaurant kitchens and as a Fuller brush salesman.
Want to see Francis.
Francis is busy.
Busy doing what?
He's having his bath.
Oh, really? Where are they hosing him down?
In the 1970s, Reubens began performing at local comedy clubs and, starting in 1977, made 4 guest appearances on The Gong Show as part of a boy-girl act he had developed with Charlotte McGinnis, called The Hilarious Betty and Eddie. He soon joined the Los Angeles-based improvisational comedy team The Groundlings. He remained a troupe member for 6 years, working with Bob McClurg, John Paragon, Susan Barnes, and Phil Hartman. Hartman and Reubens became friends, and often wrote and worked on material together. In 1980, Reubens had a small part as a waiter in The Blues Brothers. The character of Wee Herman originated during a 1978 improvisation exercise with the Groundlings, where Reubens came up with the idea of a man who wanted to be a comic but was so inept at telling jokes that it was obvious to the audience that he would never make it. Fellow Groundling Phil Hartman afterwards helped Reubens develop the character, while another Groundling, John Paragon, helped write the show. Despite being compared to other famous characters such as Fergus Tintin and Collodi's Pinocchio, Reubens said that there was no specific source for Pee-wee other than a collection of ideas. Pee-wee's voice originated in 1970 when Reubens appeared in a production of Life with Father, where he was cast as one of the most obnoxious characters in the play. For this role, Reubens adopted a cartoon-like way of speaking, whose voice became Pee-wee's. Reubens auditioned for Saturday Night Live for the 1980 to 1981 season, but Reubens told Entertainment Weekly, Gilbert Gottfried, who was the same type of performer, got the job. Reubens was so angry and bitter that he decided he would borrow money and start his own show in Los Angeles using the character he had been developing during the last few years, Wee Herman. His success with the Wee Herman show led to his first major motion picture, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, in 1985. Wee Herman has a heavily accessorized bicycle that he treasures and that his neighbor and enemy, Francis Buxton, covets. Dottie, an employee at a bike shop, has a crush on Pee-wee, but he does not reciprocate. Pee-wee's bike is stolen while he is shopping at a promenade, but the police tell Pee-wee they cannot help him find it. Pee-wee assumes Francis took it and confronts him, but Francis' father convinces Pee-wee that Francis was at home when the bike was stolen. The film was a major success and took in $41 million on a $7 million budget. This led to the television series Pee-wee's Playhouse, which ran from 1986 till 1991. In 1986, CBS agreed to sign Reubens to act, produce, and direct his live-action children's program. After casting actors like Lawrence Fishburne and Esepatha Murkerson, production began in New York City. The opening credits of the show were sung by Cyndi Lauper. Playhouse was designed as an educational yet entertaining and artistic show for children. A sequel to Big Adventure was bound to happen, and in 1988 we got Big Top Pee-wee. Wee Herman dreams of being a famous singer. He awakens and goes to work on his farm with Vance the pig. Later, he has lunch with his fiancée, school teacher Winnie Johnson. Next, he races Vance to a general store owned by Mr. Ryan to order a sandwich. There, the local sheriff warns everyone of a large storm approaching town. This film, however, did not see success after the critics maligned it in the press, and it only made $15 million at the box office on a $20 million budget. The success of Pee-wee's Playhouse came to an end when Reubens was arrested in Sarasota, Florida, for indecent exposure while watching a film at an adult movie theater. During an unexpected police inspection, a detective detained Reubens, along with 3 others, as he was preparing to leave. When detectives examined his driver's license, Reubens told them, "I'm Wee Herman," and offered to perform a children's benefit for the sheriff's office to take care of this. The next day, after a local reporter recognized Reubens' name, Reubens' attorney extended the same offer to the Sarasota Herald-Tribune in exchange for withholding the story. The scandal briefly sidelined his career. He was done playing Pee-wee for a while after that, but continued to work. He appeared in Batman Returns, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Dunstan Checks In. He also did voice work in such features as The Nightmare Before Christmas, Dr. Dolittle, and Teacher's Pet. He also did extensive work on television, both live action and voice work. He continued working right up until the year of his death with a voice role on Bob's Burgers. His legal troubles continued in November 2002. While filming David LaChapelle's video for Elton John's This Train Don't Stop There Anymore, Reubens learned that police were at his home with a search warrant, acting on a tip from a witness in the pornography case against actor Jeffrey Jones, finding among over 70,000 items of kitsch memorabilia, 2 grainy videotapes, and dozens of photographs that the city attorney's office characterized as a collection of child pornography. Kelly Bush, Reubens' personal representative at the time, said the description of the items was inaccurate and stated the objects were Rob Lowe's sex videotape and a few 30 to 100-year-old kitsch collectible images. He returned to the role of Wee Herman in a few television specials and a final movie made for Netflix, Pee-wee's Big Holiday, in 2016. Wee Herman is a resident of the small town of Fairville and works as a fry cook at Dan's Diner, where he is well liked by the locals and revered for his diner cooking. However, his world is suddenly turned upside down when his band breaks up. Soon afterwards, he meets and befriends actor Joe Manganiello, who convinces Pee-wee to leave Fairville for the first time in his life to travel to New York City to attend Joe's birthday party. Reubens died from cancer at age 70 on July 30, 2023, at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. He had been diagnosed 6 years earlier, but had not revealed his diagnosis to the public. Following his death, a statement written by Reubens before he died was released. "Please accept my apology for not going public with what I've been facing the last 6 years. I have always felt a huge amount of love and respect from my friends, fans, and supporters. I have loved you all so much and enjoyed making art for you." That was our show. What do you think? Did you like Wee Herman? Did you know that Paul Reubens had an extensive career outside of playing Wee Herman? What was your favorite Paul Reubens role? Remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, share this video and check out my own Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter franchise also in the comments section. Until next time, this is Andrew in for Kevin Given saying live long and prosper, may the force be with you and keep reaching for the stars.